We've seen our competitors slash prices over the last 12 months, particularly the likes of Ford, Nissan and Mitsubishi.
I think weaknesses of most of the competition will be reliability.
Isuzu as a product is superb, the build quality is superb, the price is superb. So when you then start comparing it against the competition as opposed to the older Isuzu customers, you have a head start.
People looking at Ford are predominantly shopping around on price. Very often they're not owner-operators, they're perhaps buying a vehicle for one of their staff members to use, so they're not quite so bothered about how well it rides or the high spec.
Fords at the moment still have massive problems. Everyone's still on strike, you can't get hold of them.
They know that when they're going to buy a Ford version, it's a cheaper vehicle. It's going to feel different. It's probably not going to be quite as strong or as durable.
The Ford's strength is they've got about 12 model variations, both from the point of view of 4x2 to super cab, right the way through to double cab.
Not built to the same and anywhere near exacting standards that the Rodeo is, and you can tell when you drive it, and if you get them on that's 3 years old, you know straight away.
The biggest problem I find with the Ranger, as soon as you put your foot down, the back wheel starts spinning, and you don't want to do that if you've got a heavy trailer on the back.
And the Mitsubishi, I think, has lost an awful lot of its customer base due to poor service at the dealers. It's known to be quite an expensive, thirsty old beast with short service schedules and high servicing costs.
I have a friend who took one on before we were a dealer, funnily enough, and he's been counting down the days to his lease running out.
The styling on the latest shapes turned a few of its traditional buyers away.
The cabin's reasonably small, it's difficult to get things in and out the back if you've got kids, if you're using it as a lifestyle vehicle, and there have been some reliability issues in there as well.
Toyotas are having problems in supply, the same as everybody else is. There's 30-35 week waits for those.
It's an expensive truck, but it does win out on contract hire because it's got a very good resale, and that's not something we're very competitive on.
I think the Toyota's a good vehicle, it's well built. I don't think it's any better built than the Isuzu. It's more expensive, but it has the name.
After driving it, I was really quite upset. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
The Hilux is probably still seen as the benchmark truck by most people because of its history. It's no longer the market leader, but it's certainly got that sort of credibility about it. I've got to say, though, that we do beat them on several specifications, not least towing capacity, and I would say on-road ride comfort, and that's the feedback I get from my previous customers.
Unfortunately, the Navara's had a bit of bad press over the last couple of years with some unreliability issues. That's brought a lot of Navara customers to us.
The Nissan is an extremely nice riding vehicle. I think they've ironed out their engine problems, harking back to the Renault takeover and so on and so forth, but that history has put a lot of doubts in people's minds.
I can't talk out of turn about the Nissan because it's part of the group. The only thing I will say about that is we go to them for underwrites more than they ever come to us. We take more Nissans in part exchange against Isuzu than they ever do Isuzu against a Nissan.